Thank you for 15,000 subscribers. Going to take a little extra off the Casino Level 1 digital course for the rest of July with promo code 15K.
As part of a fantastic weekend event in the mountains of Asheville, North Carolina, including a concert by Timbalive, Miss Clara, Nieto, and myself gave a workshop in Oggun where we didn't just go through a sequence, but were able to cover in a good amount of detail a lot of fundamentals of body movement. We got a lot of great feedback from the students, and it's a class that as instructors I know we were both extremely proud of. So I want to share it with you since people are always asking for more Afro on the channel. I'm going to put part 1 on YouTube. Part 2, including some things we didn't get to in the workshop, will be a part of Casino Next Level. I'll put a link in the description. What we have to do first is establish a 3-part foundation for our base body movement comprised of posture, muelle, and torso. Posture, being the folkloric posture with my feet a shoulder width apart, bend in the knees, don't lose my chest, but I'm gonna put my butt back and chest forward. The muelle is just gonna be a pulse, down, 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 down. That's gonna help us keep the tempo as well as connected with the ground. And then the torso opening, every time that I muelle down, the torso is gonna open, 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 open. And that is gonna be the base body movement that we maintain as we add specific arm movements and steps for Oggun. So let's build that coordination. The first thing is the posture. So if I act like I'm getting my height measured, roll my shoulders back and down, and then take my feet to a shoulder width apart, I can then put a little bend in the knees and then put my butt back a little bit and chest forward. But I wanna make sure that I don't get all jumbo shrimpy and hunch my shoulders just because I've got to lean. So I'm getting my height measured, roll the shoulders back and down, take the feet a little wider, put a bend in the knees, butt back, chest forward, but I maintain the same posture as if I were standing. So once we've got the posture squared away, we can add the muelle, which is just a matter of relaxing my knees. If I've got my knees bent already, I'm gonna relax them a little bit more, and I'm gonna allow myself to go more down. So I'm starting from a point of being down. I'm just thinking about going more down, and I'm not thinking about springing up and jumping up. The spring is compressing. So I've got my normal posture, and I'm just gonna go more down, and I return to slightly less down. Down, 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 down. Nice and relaxed. And one of the mistakes that you can see in muelle is people putting the hips forward, the hips and the knees forward, like they were gonna be trying to dance pachanga or something like that. But once I have my good posture, I'm just thinking of everything going straight down. So not a real forward and back element. It's mostly just like a squat. Down, 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 down. For the opening of the torso, I just want to put my hand flat on my breastplate and think about pushing it up by utilizing the muscles in the back. So there's many ways to cheat this torso opening. I want to start from a neutral position. I don't want to start from closed and hunched and then just take it to neutral and then back to closed and hunched. I want to start neutral and then open the chest forward. So the same chest isolations that we do when we start neutral, we go back into neutral and then forward and then neutral. I'm going from neutral to forward, neutral to forward, neutral to forward with a little bit of an up element. So one way that you can also fake the torso movement is by just using the shoulders and moving the shoulders around the torso, but my chest is not going anywhere. My chest is staying in a neutral position, and it's just my shoulders that I'm using to sort of fake chest movement. So I want to make sure that it's the torso that's doing the work, even if the shoulders are going to accentuate some of the movement. So one way I can think about it is if someone has their hand here, then I'm going to try to squeeze their hand, or I'm going to try to crush a soda can, but I'm using the muscles in my back to just pulse the chest. Open, 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 open. So let's build the coordination of combining these elements. It's also a good time to talk about the rhythm we'll be dancing to. It's just called Oggun in Percussion Tutor. I've slowed it to 100 beats per minute. This one is pretty easy to find the rhythm. Some some of the other bata rhythms can be a little bit difficult to orient yourself, but this one's pretty straightforward. This is the pulse right here. This is what we're going to be maintaining with the muelleo and also the pulse of our torso. So first things first, we're going to get into our posture. So I'm getting my height measured. I roll the shoulders back and down. I spread the feet about a shoulder's width apart. Get a bend in the knee. Keep my posture, but put my butt back, chest forward. Next thing I'm going to do is introduce the muelleo. So I've got the pulse, and I've got down, 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 down. Just nice and relaxed. If you were going to practice anything to get more comfortable dancing Afro, it's probably just hang out and doing muelleo. So I want to make sure I'm not having the hips and knees go forward like that. Just down, 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 down. So from here what I'm going to do is I want to get comfortable keeping the muelleo with 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. So I'm going to change to my right foot forward. And when I switch the feet, I want to use the ground to bounce in and out of where I'm at. So I don't have to just think about reaching my foot and stepping. If I've got this muelleo, I'm going to wait until I go down and then use the ground to bring myself where I need to be. When the feet are split, I'm going to use the ground again to help my feet return. So you don't have to actively reach with your legs. I want to use the ground as much as possible, and that's all part of this muelleo. So what I'm going to do is 8 in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do the right foot forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring it back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left foot forward, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and return. So I'm going to speed that up a little bit, and we'll do 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another important thing with the muelleo is when people start to get comfortable with it, they start to add a little bit of a twist, a little bit of swag to it. And so that's not the right aesthetic for dancing Yoruba. Everything is going to be pretty square in the movement. So there's not going to be a lot of twist and a lot of sway like this. So try to keep the muelleo nice and square. We're going to add the chest now, and it's going to keep the same pulse as the muelleo. So getting my height measured, feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to put a little bend in the knee, butt back, chest forward, and I'm going to keep the chest opening with the muelleo. So the same cadence as I'm going down, the chest is going to open. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So once you're comfortable with the posture, maintaining muelleo, and the opening of the torso all together in cadence with the music, we can start making this dance specific to Oggun. So we talked about being in the folkloric posture, but if I just put my body here, I'm not really dancing Oggun. Oggun represents war, so there needs to be an intention behind the eyes, and that intention is that I'm going to war. I'm prepared for battle. So if I just put my body where it's supposed to be, but there's no intention behind the movements, it's not gonna look right. I'm not really dancing the orisha. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get in that folkloric posture, and I like to split my feet a little bit because in any folklore class that you take, the first step is gonna be with the right foot. So I'm gonna be ready to step with the right foot, and I wanna be looking like I'm ready for war. So it's like the same posture as if I was gonna start wrestling or hit like a 50-meter sprint, just something athletic and nimble and ready. And so the intensity behind the eyes is gonna carry over to the rest of the movement and make everything look how it's supposed to. So Oggun has a machete in his right hand. For the meantime, I'm just gonna leave it by my side, ready to go. The left hand is gonna be in front, protecting like a shield. And we're just gonna start off walking. So I'm gonna maintain the torso movement. I'm not thinking about moving the arms independently, but because my torso is moving, open, 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 and the arms are connected to my torso, the arms are gonna have a movement, but it's not gonna be independent. I'm not thinking about moving them by themselves. So I've got the torso going, open, 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 and I'm gonna walk and walk and walk and walk. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the walking is good, helps set the intention, but I want to start using this damn machete. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw it up, but I'm gonna draw it up a bit like a contemporary dancer, making sure that I always lead the motion from my elbow. So the torso is gonna be driving everything below it, and I'm gonna keep that momentum. I'm gonna put it into my elbow, driving the motion up, and then when I go to cut, the elbow is also gonna lead the cut. Movement's gonna flow through the wrist, and I'm gonna finish with the wrist down. So to get the overall feel, you can pretend that your whole arm is the blade and you're cutting down and down and down and down, and that's where the action is. So the preparation is up and then the action is down. Prepare up, action down. And so the preparation just has a little bit less oomph than the actual action of cutting, which makes sense. If you're using a machete, you're letting the machete do the work. So you're not thinking about throwing the machete into the sky, you're thinking about bringing your arm up just to cut. The left arm, I'm just gonna keep in a 90-ish degree angle, and I'm gonna let it balance across my body. So when I prepare with the machete up, the left arm is gonna open, and when I cut, the left arm is gonna go over and across to my opposite shoulder. Prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut. And I'm always leading with the elbow. Prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut. And I wanna make sure that I keep the torso opening. Prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut. Open, 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 open. And so we're teaching this with a double muelle in the torso. So it's gonna be one opening that's gonna be pretty easy because the shoulders are open. And then I'm gonna have the shoulders more closed because of the cutting motion, but I still wanna put the torso through the space of my arms. Open, 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 open. There are places that will teach open, close with the torso like this, but kind of the opinion that the double torso open looks a little better. Is it easier? No. So if I've got my muelle and and I've got my torso. Prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut, prepare, cut, cut, cut. Torso is open, 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 open. We've got the posture, we've got molleo, we've got the torso, we've got some specific arms for Oggun with the cutting, and now we're gonna add some steps. So the first one's gonna be very easy. It's just gonna be alternating steps forward. So I'm hanging out in place. I've got my molleo, I've got my torso, I've got my cutting, and all I'm gonna do, as opposed to hanging out here, I'm gonna take my right foot forward, cut, and back to the middle. Left foot forward, cut, back to the middle. And so just remember, I'm rebounding in and out of these steps using the ground. Gana, gara, king, king, gana, kuka, king, king, kum, gana, kuka, king, king, gana, kuka, king, king, kum, 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 gana, kuka, king, king, kum. Next thing I'm gonna do is take my foot, and as opposed to stepping straight forward, just simply step across my body, but I wanna make sure that my intention follows whatever way that I'm stepping. Wherever my torso is facing, I want my eyes there, and I wanna have my full attention because I'm in war, and I wanna know what is happening in front of me. So I'm hanging out in the middle, and gana, kuka, king, king, kum. Gana, kuka, go across, and gana, kuka, king, king, kum. Gana, kuka, back to the middle. And so wherever I am in that moment, it has my full attention. That's where my eyes are, and that's where my intention is. And gana, kuka, king, king, kum. 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 The last thing I'm gonna do is add a turn to those diagonal steps called nyongo, and it's just gonna be a pivot turn, but I wanna make sure that I keep my intention wherever I'm facing, which is to say I don't wanna turn it into a salsa turn where maybe I would give my hip at that angle. It's not the aesthetic that we're looking for. So it's gonna be exactly the same as if I were stepping across, but I'm just gonna rebound out and turn over my left shoulder and then look back to the middle in 3 steps. And when I go with my left foot, I step at the angle, turn over my right shoulder, and then look back to the middle to complete the turn. So just the diagonals is gana, kuka, king, king, kum. Gana, kuka, with the turn, it's gana, kuka, king, king, kum. 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 Gana, kuka, king, king, Gana, kuka, king, king, kum. 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 Gana, kuka. So if I start in the middle, I've got cutting, 2, 3, nyongo. Prepare, cross. King, king, kum. Across. And then with a turn, gana, kuka, king, king, kum. Gana, kuka, king, king, and gana, kuka. No turns. Gana, kuka. Add the turns, and gana, kuka, king, king, kum. Gana, kuka, king. One more. No turns. King, king, kum. Gana, kuka. With the turns is gana, kuka, king, king, kum. Gana, kuka, king, king, kum. So if we make a sequence out of this, we'll start in our posture with our right leg back. ready to go. I've got the machete by my side. Left arm is in front, protecting. I'm gonna get my torso going, and I'm just gonna walk for 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I get here, I'm gonna prepare, and I'm going to step forward with the right, back to the middle, forward with the left, back to the middle. And then from there, I'm gonna do my Nyongo step, alternating diagonals, ging, ging, goom, gana, guga, and then put the turns. Gana, guga, ging, ging, goom, gana, guga, ging, ging. And then I can take my machete, draw my left hand over it, put it by my side, and go back to walking. If you have a big apartment, you can just keep the sequence going on indefinitely. So I've got my posture, machete's by my right, left arm is in front, torso's going, and I'm walking. 1, 2, 3, 4, prepare. In front, back to the middle. In front, back to the middle. Diagonals, 1, 2, 3, turning, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and walk, walk. So let's try it at 100. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, prepare. Right, middle, left, middle, across, right, middle, left, middle, turning, right, middle, and left, middle, and walk, walk. Ba-da, ba, bing, bing, and 1, 2, 3, 4, prepare. Right, middle, left, middle, across, right, middle, left, middle, turning, right, middle, left, middle, and walk, walk, walk. Let's try it at 120. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, prepare. Cut, middle, left, across, and right, middle, left, turning, and right, middle, and left, middle, and walk, walk. 1, 2, 3, and walk. 2, 3, 4, prepare. Right, middle, left, middle, across, right, middle, left, middle, turning, right, middle, left, middle, and walk, walk. You got a mixer.
Cuando suena Timbalive, yo me siento pero me siento like, con viento yo la paso rico, cuando suena Timbalive me siento